Hey guys, this is gonna be a new what if because I've one felt like trying this one, and this is gonna be a Naruto what if, and this is gonna be with Naruto with a fallen angel. Now, how this is gonna work is that Zuko's during the fight with his during his fight with alongside his brother Lucifer. And I'm gonna say that Naruto was one of the pretty much lasted the longest. So he was able to hold off the people that were with God for a long time. Like, all the way up to when Krishna was supposed to give birth in canon, but for some reason she can't give birth. And I'm gonna do something. And I don't care if you guys hate me for this or not. But Zuko's gonna be the original Otsutsuki, strongest one at that. Heck, he's the god of Otsutsuki. Yeah, he's the first one ever. I mean, he technically created them. And during the fight, he pretty much got, when God wasn't looking, Naruto right now is called Mazuku. Yeah. Momoko. Yeah, Momoko. Right now, Momoko, aka Naruto, when God wasn't looking, one of the angels that was helping God face off against Makoto, and then Naruto, Makoto all of a sudden lost all his lost all his strength. And none of them, after that, okay, imagine if you guys know what Diablo 3's angel did, that dark skinned angel did. Yeah, he pretty much did that when he got to the last of his strength. He pretty much destroyed the armor he had on. And that made him become a true fallen angel. And something dragged him to Earth. And none of them knew what happened to him. Not even God himself. He definitely loved all his sons. He just kind of hated Makoto a little bit, that's all. And yeah, Makoto is gonna have infinite chakra. Because yeah, he is the original Otsutsuki, so he's gonna have infinite chakra. And remember, this is the time where Christina is supposed to give birth, but she's not. And I'm gonna say, Obito's still gets the Nine Tails out somehow. And I'm gonna say, this time she had a miscarriage, and she was weak enough to where, yeah. In the moment Makoto, aka Naruto, started to fall to earth, Naruto's soul actually went to Makoto because, yeah, his original vessel got miscarried, so he's gonna go for this one. And this one and by this time he knows what his pretty much his sons and daughters have done, and he hates them for it. But Kaguya, he kind of sympathized for her. And Hagoromo, he's proud of him. He's pretty much proud of his his one descendant. That's the only descendant he's proud of. Because he technically took a path different from his ancestors. But yeah, Makoto, aka Naruto, is technically the first Uzutsuki, so yeah. And he's gonna have every jutsu and he's technically have every power that Uzutsuki ever had. Even like the Genkais that humans have. So yeah, he's gonna have, from the start he's gonna be very powerful. And the only thing that changes once he falls to Earth is his body. That's it. His mind and soul stay the same. And his mind and soul are like billions of years old. But his body turns into a newborn. Yeah. And his hair changes. And his hair was between red and yellow. But now it's just changed yellow. And pretty much, he's just falling down with his, back, pretty much with his back towards the earth. And he's falling down like a comet. And he pretty much, in his child, and then when he's a newborn baby, he's gonna land on the ground. And Naruto's gonna land on, like, right next to Minato and Kushina's house. Well, actually, no. This child's gonna land right next to where Obito and Minato are gonna fight. And right now, since he's in a newborn body, he cannot move at all. And yeah, his skin is like a human's skin. It's not white. His skin what used to be white when he was still an angel. But the moment he fell down to earth, his skin started changing to a human's color. And his hair went from yellowish red to completely yellow. And yeah, he's actually gonna get scars. And yeah, his angel wings are black and they are invisible to the mortal, pretty much invisible to anyone that doesn't have it, pretty much ancient Uzutsuki or has a dojutsu or a tailed beast. And Naruto, they're out at the moment, but as soon as Makoto lands into the ground, he immediately sucks them in so no one can see them, not even tailed beast or dojutsu people. Like the Sharingan or Byakugan. Actually, no, Byakugan can't see them. Only the Sharingan and Rinnegan can see them. That's it. Only for the dojutsus. Yeah, he's gonna have every single power. All the dojutsus and Genkais. Just for the Rinnegan, it's gonna take him a while to get that one because he's technically still hasn't gotten it yet. Yeah, and he knows every tailed beast's names because he's watched over his children. Yeah, his descendants, he's been watching over from the very beginning. Yeah. Then when he saw the princess leave the planet, he started watching over her. And he saw what the humans were doing, and he got angry. Yeah, he's gonna hate. He's gonna hate humans that are like that. The moment he sees humans like that, he's gonna destroy them. Like, be gone. Pretty much any human that just kills for the fun of it, he's gonna destroy you completely. Oh, and once he gets to 4 years old, he's gonna immediately start training his body so he can get back to his original state, to where he was. Which was way more than, was like pretty much 2 times this. But with his body, he can only go up to that. So by the time he's finished with the academy, he's gonna get that he's gonna get that muscle mass. So he'll technically be the strongest human alive. But technically he's not a human, he's a fallen angel. And and once he gets to 8 years old, oh, and I forgot to mention this. Yeah, he's gonna know every single jutsu in history. He pretty much did what Kurama did. He watched over Earth from after that point where he just started watching over Kurama. And he could still see his soul. And he saw it was still roaming the Earth. So he just kept watching over the Earth with Kurama. And Kurama didn't even know this was happening. Yeah, by the time he actually meets Kurama, he's gonna treat him with respect. Not like, oh, you're the sage of success. It's gonna be like, you're my favorite grandchild. Yeah, and Kurama ain't gonna know what he's talking about at all. Oh, and yeah, Makoto is the only angel to have a weapon that he can summon. And if you know this game, the game that this is from, I give you a point on that, and it is Frostmore. Please tell me you know where this. If you guys know what this is from, tell me in the comments below, because I would like to see how many of you know where this story is actually from. Now, I'll show you a picture of it to give you a better chance at finding it. And just like the abilities that it gives him is like he can control any ninjas from the past. So like any ninja he wants to control, he can pretty much just stab the ground and have those ninja come from the ground. What's pretty much a reanimation jutsu thing on their body. But yeah, he doesn't need to sacrifice anyone. And he can also control dead animals, which would mean sage creatures that have died. And pretty much that's gonna happen, and they're gonna get that reanimation jutsu thing on them. But they can talk freely. And this sword can also steal chakra. And it can either become his own, if he would ever somehow lose his chakra, or give it to someone else. It probably will like work what I do with this later on. And for his regular outfit and his ninja outfit, it's pretty much going to be Hanzo Isashi's outfit. Or, as we all know him as, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat 11. And pretty much right after the fight with Minato and Obito, yeah, Makoto immediately just lands on the ground. And what Minato, this is right after Obito left. And Minato just pretty much goes to the crater because he pretty much wanted to know what happened. And he saw a newborn baby, which pretty much looked like him, with the blue eyes and the yellow hair. And then when he pretty much made it so, and also, yeah. Okay, now we get to when Kurama is about to be sealed inside something or someone, and Minato decides to seal it inside this, whoever this is. And the moment Makoto opens his eyes, he slowly opens his eyes. And Kurama can only see an ancient being in this boy. Yeah, Kurama can only see an ancient being in this boy. Way older than Kurama himself. And he does not know what's going on. And since Minato can sense how much struggle this boy has, he knows that this boy can easily hold the 9 tails, and he gives him the full 9 tails, pretty much. And yeah, and Makoto also made a jutsu himself halfway through his angel life. And it's a jutsu to combine souls to make them as one. So yeah. And when Kurama is sealed inside of this body, he doesn't see anything in his mindscape. He just sees complete darkness. Because yeah, that's his mind right now. And pretty much Minato was alive long enough to pretty much, yeah, both of them still got, Kurama still tried to stab them both. Well, technically, yeah, both of them would still die. Because Minato did the rebirth steal, and Kushina doesn't have a tail beast within her. So yeah, and Minato pretty much died right before Kushina could. And Kushina pretty much was alive long enough to make a note that said Naruto Uzumaki and place it right on top of him. And when the third Hokage got there, he saw both of them dead and a boy, which had a note on it, and he picked up the boy and looked at the letter, and it said Naruto Uzumaki. So the third Hokage guessed that this was their child, and it was Naruto Uzumaki. You pretty much just said right below it. Oh, actually, no, he would have done exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna make it so he didn't get there in time to hear Krishna to ask him to take care of Naruto safely. And yeah. The third Hokage can still do the thing he did, which is just give him enough money for rent and food. But unknowns to anybody, he can go without eating for months. Yeah, you can do that. Hey, he technically doesn't. He barely needs to eat. He just likes to eat once every. He just likes to eat once every 2 months. And by the time he's 4, he's pretty much taken out of the orphanage and he's given his apartment. Dow Jones does his thing, and when people just give him a handful of layers, he doesn't mind them at all. He's just focused on one thing: training. He just wants to train to get his full power back, and that's his strength and speed. Everything else he has full control of. He just needs to wait to be able to use it once again, and that's when he's 8. So yeah. And when he gets home, he pretty much meditates and goes into his mindscape. When he opens his eyes again, he's in his mindscape and he goes like, oh, I need to change my mindscape. Haven't been here in an eternity. And then he changes his mindscape to a beautiful forest. And Kurama can see the mindscape changing into a beautiful forest with animals and such. In his mindscape, Makoto, now, I'm going to start calling Makoto Naruto now. And now, in the mindscape, Naruto is showing his true body. Like, in his mindscape, he's in his true body. So yeah, and it's twice as big as Ujiro Hama's body. So yeah, and when he starts walking towards where he's gonna guess the Nine Tails is at, and he knows all the tail-based names, so he's gonna just go like, Nine Tails. And Kurama just sees a man just crushing his arms and walking through the beautiful forest. And yeah, he's still gonna have a cage around him. And Kurama would just ask, who are you? And then Naruto would be like, is that kind enough? Actually, no, he would say, wouldn't it be kind to respect your... It would be nice to respect your elders. And Kurama asks again, who are you? And he's like, and he just pretty much bows and goes like, and when he lifts up his head, he goes like, you may call me Makoto Usatsuki. And when he hears Usatsuki, he just gets a little bit mad and he goes like, and he gets angry and Makoto and Naruto goes like, calm down, Kurama. And like, how do you know my name? And it's like, I am the original Usatsuki alive. You could say I'm the first one to ever exist. I'm surprised that your father didn't know of me. After all, I did curate his kind. And Kurama asks, what do you mean? And then he shows his wings and goes like, do you not know what an angel is? And Kurama goes like, no. And then he goes like, well, you see. And then he tells him his story. And But he doesn't tell him anything about his powers. Not one bit. And Kurama goes like, so, you are pretty much the god of the Otsutsuki. He goes like, yes. And there's only two of the Uzusukis that I either sympathize or respect. And that would be, but the humans call her the goddess of chakra and the creator of ninjutsu, or his actual name, Kurama Uzutsuki. And Kurama goes like, why do you sympathize with her? And he goes like, easy. She was not treated well with her kind. But she went a little bit crazy after a little while. And that's why I honored your father, because he did the best thing he could do for his mother. Seal her away. And Kurama goes like, so, what now? And goes like, well, first, I'm gonna get rid of this cage. And Kurama's like, but you can't. And be like, try me. And he pretty much flicks a finger, and the gate is destroyed. And Kurama goes like, how? And goes like, remember, I am the god of the Susukis. So I can do anything the strongest Suzuki could do, the strongest mortal Suzuki could do, I can do better. And yeah, this body is only mortal. It's a side note. And Naruto knows this. And he's like, now, let us be partners, shall we? Since I know you won't be able to get out of my body easily. And Kurama is like, true. And then Naruto goes like, now, I believe we need to do this to become partners fully. And he holds out his fist. And then Kurama hesitantly holds out his fist, and they bump each other. And the moment that happens, Naruto goes, so that's what this is. And yeah, now we get to when he's 8, and now he can use all his power. And he has all chakra natures, everything. And yeah, he also technically has every single thing in existence. And by the time he's 8, like one day they pretty much he starts making his out. By the age of 8, he immediately thinks of his outfit, and it comes out of nowhere inside of ice. And he destroys the ice, and it shows his outfit. It's his ninja and normal outfits. His normal outfit, which he's going to be walking around in, is this one, but blue. And this is going to be his ninja outfit, but blue. Now we get to when he's, we basically get to him when he goes to academy. Everybody pretty much gets on hateful players, except Hinata. Because yeah, he still saved her. Oh, I'm gonna do this as well. The night she was gonna get captured, Naruto just felt the presence of a shinobi not from this land, from his village. And because I was like, that Shinobi will die. And immediately, he pretty much speeds over there. And yeah, right. Actually, no, he flies over there. And his flying speed is Mach 4. Yeah, he can fly as fast as a jet. So, look. Actually, no, he gets there from his house to over there in 5 seconds. In the moment he gets over there, he pretty much kicks the guy's head off. Actually, no, he uses, and I'm gonna say this is when he's 6, and he can summon his sword now at this time, and he summons his sword and slices the guy's head off, and no one is gonna know who killed this person. So yeah, they can't do anything. So Neji's dad is still gonna be alive. Yeah. And all Hinata saw was a boy with yellow hair, pretty much a yellow flash. No, a black and yellow flash. That's all she could see. No, a yellow and black blur. Yeah, that. And that's all she saw. Yeah, and no one's gonna know. Oh, actually, no. That still would die because pretty much the Raikage would think that Hinata's dead. Still did it. And yeah, Neji's dad is sadly still gonna die. Poor Neji. And now he's skip 2 and he's 8. And I'm gonna say this is the time when Hinata's getting bullied by those 3 people. And Naruto Naruto, ever since he was ever since the first time he was an angel, he one of his ideal, pretty much one of his personality traits was he didn't like seeing people getting bullied. If his brothers or sisters were bullying one another, he would just immediately stop it because he was one of the strongest angels there. So yeah. And he pretty much, and when he saw that, he just got angry. And his eyes just turned blue. There's eyes coming, pretty much, yeah, blue mist coming from his eyes. And his eyes were completely blue. And you could see a blue mist coming from his mouth as well. And he was like, and he just pretty much, and right now his body is pocket. Right now it's Secret Midoriya's from My Hero Academia. After that 10 months of training. So when in his speed pretty much matches his muscles, so he just runs over there and slugs one of them in the face and then knocks one of them out. That person out. And pretty much it was barely tries to go for Naruto, but yeah, he beats him up. He has billions of years of experience with fighting with his brothers and sisters. Because yeah, he's fought with them once in a while throughout those years. And Naruto just calms himself down and his eyes, pretty much everything that was on his face go away. Pretty much the mist goes away and his eyes go back to normal. And he turns around and asks, "Are you alright?" And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "What is your name?" And she goes, "Hinata Hyuga." And she asks for his name. And he thinks about it and just gives her the name that he has now, Naruto Uzumaki. And then he starts walking away. But before he does, she says thank you, and he's like, just pretty much punches his hand, pretty much puts his hand in a peace sign and goes like, no problem. Actually, no, just raises his hand and goes like, no problem. And he puts it back down and walks away. And her escort pretty much get there and take her back. Now we get to the first day of the academy, and Naruto does not care about anyone. But when he sees Hinata, he sees that no one is sitting right next to her. And I mean no one. So the moment when everybody's done introducing themselves, Naruto sits right next to Hinata. And pretty much becomes her friend. Her first one. And she happy with that. And remember, Hinata got a crush on him because he stood up for her. But in this one, she has a bigger crush on him because, yeah, he stood up for her and won. And Naruto or Makoto can pretty much feel sadness from her and be like, and pretty much ask her, like, during the time it would be lunch for them, why are you sad? And she'd be like, huh? And be like, why are you sad? And then she would tell him about her situation with her family. And yeah, I'm gonna make it so, yeah, her whole family is pretty much being rude to her and giving her less confidence by the day. And Naruto is like, and be like, Hinata, later today, follow me. And she'd be like, and she'd be like, forget them. And she's like, okay. And at the end of the day, she follows him. And he's like, and they reach the woods in like Hinata. Train with me. And she's like, huh? And he's like, train with me. You need your confidence. You need confidence. I can see more potential than your own family can see it. Your own family can't see your potential, while I can. So I'm gonna be training you personally. And it's like, okay. And then he pretty much and it pretty much says, I'm pretty sure your family goes for the struggle points, yes? And it's like, yeah. It's like, why not do pressure points as well? And it's like, huh? And he shows her all, and he's like, if you did both the struggle points and the pressure points, your family styles would be far deadlier. And then he shows the pressure points. He goes like, and that's all the pressure points. And he goes like, so, don't worry, I will teach you everything I know. And then he goes like, I'll be right back. And then, like a minute later, he comes back with a chocolate, with a paper. And he goes like, what's that? And he's like, it's a chocolate paper. He's like, what's that? And he's like, basically it tells you what chocolate nature you have. And he's like, put some of your chocolate in it. And she puts some of her chocolate in it, and it says water. Like, perfect. No, actually, no. It says lightning. And he's like, ooh. Yeah, that would be pretty. You're lucky. And it's like, what do you mean? And it's like, if you add this chakra nature into your style, you could become one of the most deadly Hyuga in existence. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, but I feel like you don't want to kill. And it's like, no. And it's like, alright then. We'll just make it so you can still have that style, but in a less deadly way. And then they figure out a less deadly way for her. And we skip to the, pretty much, he's gonna keep himself into the academy until the third year. And he hunts for food and eats ramen. Because he kind of likes it. And every time he's there and goes like, hi, old man. And goes like, and the old man pretty much every time he sees him goes like, Naruto. Like one time Naruto just brings Hinata with him and goes like, so you want to go out to eat with me? And she's like, and she's blushing and goes like, sure. And goes like, alright then. And he pretty much takes Tetsu Raku's ramen, and he pretty much goes in with Hinata and goes like, hey old man. And goes like, Naruto, what is it this time? And he's like, I brought someone with me this time. Give me the usual. Don't know about her though. And when he says, and when Naruto says her, he goes like, hmm? And then he sees Hinata, and then Naruto goes like, so Hinata, what do you want? And she picks what Naruto picked. Well, actually, yeah. Naruto is gonna have more balanced ramen, and she's gonna go for the same. And yeah, if they both had an eating contest, Hinata would lose against him. Because yeah. Oh, and up to when it was 8, he saved up money that he would need. Well, technically saved up as much money as possible with just the rent and the food. With the food, he barely went shopping. Like, he only went shopping once or twice throughout. No, like, he went to Ukaraka's ramen 5 times during those years. And the rest of the time, he just hunt. And Naruto pretty much makes a girl version of his. Actually, he just asked, what type of outfit would you actually want to Hinata one day? And goes like, so Hinata, what type of outfit would you like? And she goes, huh? And he's like, I'm pretty sure you don't like the outfits that your family makes you wear. And goes like, yeah. And goes like, so what type of outfit would you like? And goes like, and she thinks about it for a little bit. And she asked for this ninja outfit. And Naruto went like, coming right up. Oh, and this is a normal outfit she's gonna start wearing. And Naruto makes hundreds of those outfits. And I'm gonna say like at the 3 years, yeah, the Uchiha massacre still happens. Naruto does not care about the Uchiha at all. And he's starting to, and between the 3 years, he's like, oh crap. And now he's immediately after the first year training with Hinata and hanging out with her, he immediately starts making a jutsu that's even more, that will pretty much make someone immortal, which, yeah, Naruto is gonna make himself and someone else immortal. Which, if you got, and eventually you guys will know, or if you're clever enough, you'll find out already. Okay, so yeah, at night, yeah, Naruto barely needs any sleep. If he just sleeps one night for a week, he's fine. It's like he's been sleeping for a whole week. He's pretty much, if he sleeps one day on a week, it just seems like he's been sleeping every single night. So yeah, and yeah. Okay, and by the time of the 3rd year of the academy, he's almost gonna be finished with it. Oh, and technically he's already made a Rasengan, which is the one that technically Ashura made. You know that big blue ball with big Rasengan with 3 miniature Rasengans in there? He just makes the one that Minato made. He has perfect memory. He has perfect memory. So like anything in the past he remembers. Like from the beginning of time to now he remembers. So yeah. At the 3rd year, now in the getting test, Naruto just passes with flying colors. Sasuke still thinks of himself as high and mighty because he wasn't able to fight Naruto at all. And yeah, I can just make it so only until Mangekyo in the Rinna Sharingan can see his wings now because he's put a powerful Genjutsu. No, actually, no. Only the Rinna Sharingan can see his wings now because he's made it so only people with very strong Dojutsus can see it, and only the Rinna Sharingan can see it. And now Naruto has that. He has the Rinna Sharingan. Yeah. He can turn it on and off too. Oh yeah, and there's a sage. There's a type of sage that he remembers, that he knows of, and Kurama didn't, because he technically created this sage mode. It's pretty much that, pretty much death sage mode. Pretty much it makes you, whoever masters it to 100%, it makes them the, the first person to master it, which is going to be Naruto. It makes them the Death King, and it makes them immortal as well. And this is how he's going to control the dead animals. So, like, all those sage, they pretty much, after the first two sage creatures were created, he made a sage creature of his own, which is a dragon, a dead dragon, which pretty much is a dragon with a skeleton form, but technically still is alive. And by now, the place is filled with dead dragons now. And the first one knows exactly who created him. And the moment he's gonna see Naruto, he's just gonna immediately bow down to him and go like, Master. And this first dragon's name is Makoto. And yeah, all the skeleton dragons are eternal. And by the end of the academy, the third year, Naruto passes with flying colors. Everybody thinks that he's pretty much all the fangirls of Sasuke thinks that he cheated. Hinata knows he didn't. Yeah. Shikamaru and Choji are technically still his friends. She's not as good as friends. And at the third year, Naruto is like, fuck. And yeah. Now we skip to when Mizuki tried to get Naruto to steal scrolling. And then Naruto just nap chalked him. Just went like, just didn't say anything. Walked away. Just pretty much turned around. Walked away. Then when he turned around the corner, he pretty much teleported right behind him and knock-checked him. Like, idiot. He picked him up and teleported straight to the third Hokage and dropped him right in front of, pretty much in the office of the third Hokage, and goes like, and the third Hokage goes like, what happened? And goes like, this idiot actually thought he could get me to steal the scroll ceiling. So I knocked his ass out. And yeah, now he's at Baki's level. Oh, strength and speed. Pretty much muscle mass is at Baki's. And his speed is the same as his muscle mass. So yeah, he is crazy. He is strong for his age. And then the third Hokage goes like, what proof do you have of this? And then Naruto just wakes him up by pinching him on the neck, and And then when Mizuki just wakes up and goes like, "You nine-tails brat," and Naruto is like, "See," and Hokage is like, "It's still not enough proof." And then he goes like, "All right, how about this?" And then he does hand signs and he does his most powerful genjutsu, which almost no one can break out of. You need an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to be able to break out of it. So yeah, without even a Sharingan doesn't even know how to break it. And it's pretty much a truth genjutsu, and it pretty much makes him say whatever Naruto asked him. And Naruto asked, "So, what did you tell me to do when you were talking to me at the academy?" And he says exactly that. And third Hokage goes like, "That's enough proof for me." And then he pretty much throws him in interrogation. But before he does that, and Naruto goes like, "I'm gonna do one more thing." And goes like, "Why did you want me to do it?" And goes like, "To get the scroll to bring the scroll to Orochimaru for more power." And Naruto goes like, Third Hokage, have any opinion on this? And the Hokage is just has a yeah, you know what face you would have. And Naruto is like, so you know this Orochimaru. Who is he? And then Third Hokage would have no choice but to tell him that he's one of his failed students. And Naruto would be like, I guess the rogue ninja is Sonic, right? With a in Naruto's mind is like, yeah, I already know who this is. And Kurama is just chuckling because yeah, he's just playing around. And Third Hokage like, yes. And Naruto was like, I'm gonna take him to the interrogation place. And then he just teleports away into that interrogation room and throws him in there. And then he teleports back to the Third Hokage and goes like, so, Third Hokage, wasn't... What would you classify that as? In the Third Hokage, I would be like, I would classify that if that even happened, if you put that plan into action, as rank. And Naruto would be like, I think you're right. And then I'm like, so, do you need any help? And I'm like, I do need help with these papers. And I'm like, alright. And then he immediately, and then Naruto goes like, here. And then he pretty much puts his hand on the Third Hokage soldier, and then he pours chakra into it. And we're like, pretty much Naruto was like, alright. Oh, and you know you could use Shadow Clone to do this faster, right? And Third Hokage goes like, why have I not figured this? And then he does pretty much as many as he can, which Naruto put as much as he could in his body, in the Third Hokage's body, which he could make, which he made 5 shadow clones. And Naruto would be like, well, I'm off. And he teleports back to the academy. And he goes to get Hitman. And he gets it. And he puts it on his head and it's blue. With the middle part of it being silver, of course. And this time he actually sees something he wished he'd never seen. Like, and this time, they didn't have training today, so Hinata just went home. And Hinata still didn't have enough confidence in herself, so she didn't use her true potential, which is, actually use her true power. So yeah, and when Naruto seen Neji being crazy hard on her, you know, her father and her sister being just very like cold to the bone to her, he is like, nope. And when she goes to sleep, Naruto immediately just makes it so only he pretty much makes all the Hyuga except Hinata under a Genjutsu and goes pretty much goes and then Naruto just walks pretty much all the Hyuga except Hinata are under a Genjutsu, which they're all asleep. And Naruto just walks into the Hyuga compound. And when he goes up to Hinata's room, he just knocks on the sliding door. And Hinata goes to open, wakes up and goes to open the door, and she sees Naruto and goes like, Naruto, what are you doing here? And Naruto goes like, I'm taking you out of this place. And like, eh? And like, don't worry, your whole clan is asleep, pretty much, it's under my Genjutsu, so they won't be able to wake up. And she's like, okay. And goes like, now, pack your stuff. You're heading to my home. You're living with me from now on. And she goes, and pretty much she packed. Naruto also helps her pack up. And I'm gonna do something. And I'm gonna say this was at the day of where the villagers were trying to track Naruto down. And yeah, when they got to they pretty much went to his apartment and burned it down. And Naruto, when Hinata and Naruto got there, and Naruto was like, oh great. And she was like, what is it, Naruto? And she saw his apartment and like, I'm like, yeah, what happened? And Naruto was like, villagers. And she's like, eh. He's like, every year on my birthday they do this Nine-Tails Fox hunt. And she's like, oh. He's like, oh well. And she's like, hey, eh? And he's like, I made a cabin just in case this would happen. I knew this would happen eventually. And then Naruto just goes like, come on, and they pretty much go over to his cabin, and it pretty much looks like the apartment, but as a house. And he's like, okay. And he's like, I pretty much made it look exactly like the apartment. So it feel exactly like home to me. And she's like, ah. And they walk in, and she sees all the stuff he has. And after she puts all her stuff in the morning, like, as soon as morning comes in, Naruto finally finishes his jutsu. And it's an immortality jutsu. And Naruto is like, Hinata, come here. And she's like, yes, Naruto? And Naruto-kun? And he's like, sit down for a moment. And she goes, okay. And he gets right behind her, is standing right behind her and puts all of his hands on her shoulder, and he makes hand signs. And in this moment, he goes like, immortality jutsu. And then she feels a burst of pretty much feels infinite chakra go into her. Yeah. She's gonna have infinite chakra now. And she's like, what did you do? And it's like, you will find out eventually. And then, hours later, Naruto was, the day after he took Hinata away, he released that Genjutsu. And it pretty much made them made them feel like they fell asleep. And when they didn't see Hinata's door was closed, and Naruto pretty much made a gun to make it look like Hinata was still there. In the moment, he pretty much made it look like nothing happened. Actually, no. He's gonna make it look like Hinata ran away. Like, he pretty much made a little bit more outfits of what she used to wear, and pretty much left them in there. And made it look like she ran away. And Naruto goes like, now that you live with me, I'll be starting to make you get your confidence back. And she's like, huh? She's like, yes, you do not have any confidence whatsoever. You need your confidence to bring out your true potential. And she's like, oh, okay. And then we get to the next day, and Sakura did not pass. We're gonna say that she also needed that anyone in that class had to know any type of jutsu or taijutsu, and since she only knew chakra control, she isn't gonna pass. Actually, no, she is. She's just not gonna be in the original team she was in. She's gonna be in the one that Hinata was in. Yeah. And when Araka says, Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smirks. Actually, no, he just keeps his face still. Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto frowns a little bit. And then he says, Hinata Hyuga. And he's like, He pretty much grins. He pretty much makes a smirk. And he's been sitting with Hinata during these 3 years. And then he says, Teacher, Kakashi Hatake. And Naruto just pretty much makes a smile. Like a grin. Pretty much grins. And only Hinata sees it and goes like, Naruto-kun? Why are you smiling like that? And like, I know who that is. And he's like, you do? And he's like, yes. And I'm gonna do something funny. And she's like, okay. And now we get to when Kakashi gets, and we're gonna get to when everybody leaves. And Naruto and Hinata just asks Naruto why Kakashi ain't here yet, and Naruto was like, he has a habit to be late. And she's like, oh. And Sasuke still angry about himself not getting first place. Very angry that Naruto got first place. And to him, Naruto was a dope. Now we get to when Kakashi gets there, and Naruto is like, And then he throws a kunai right at Kakashi. He pretty much throws a kunai right past Kakashi. Right beside him and goes like... And Kakashi just looks straight at Naruto, and Naruto is like, you're too slow. And Naruto right now is faster than Kakashi. And Naruto's like, too slow. And Kakashi's like, not even God goes that fast. And then Kakashi gets back to his normal face and goes like, and Kakashi says, my first expression, yeah, pretty much his first, pretty much he says that this team is boring. At first, it is intriguing because, boring, but that's only when he's looking at two, but not Naruto. And Naruto just blares at him when he says boring. And he knows that he's not looking at him at that. And Naruto, then Kakashi says, meet me on the roof, and Naruto yeah, pretty much Naruto goes like, Hinata, you want to go the long way or short way? And there's like, I like the short way, thank you. And goes like, alright. And then Naruto just holds on to his shoulder and body flickers away. And that was right after Kakashi left the room. And Kakashi and Sasuke is like, how does he know things? And he just walks out. And Kakashi just sees Naruto and Hinata there before him. And he's like, oh, this is new. And Sasuke gets there. He looks at Hinata, and actually, just before he does that, he says, alright, I would like to know your likes, dislikes, and goals. And when he looks at Hinata, she just goes like, my likes, hanging out with Naruto. My dislikes, don't really have any. And my goals is to be the best Kunoichi I can be. And when he looks at Sasuke, he does his thing. And then when he looks at Naruto, Naruto is just like, my likes, just hanging out with Hinata and helping her train. My dislikes, these stupid villagers. My goal, to become the strongest shinobi to exist. And he just says that in a cold and serious voice. Hinata is kind of used to it, but still scared of it. Sasuke is intrigued, because yeah, this is Naruto. This is a different Naruto. And Kakashi is way more intrigued than anyone. And Kakashi goes like, alright, you guys will meet me at turning around 7, and don't eat or you'll puke. And Naruto can just see straight through this, and Kakashi then he just goes like, alright, Hinata, let's go. And then he grabs onto his shoulder and flies away to the cabin. And then Naruto goes like, alright, me and you are gonna eat. And he's like, what? But Kakashi sits and goes like, he was lying. I would see straight through it and go like, okay, Naruto. And Naruto didn't ask, so, Hinata, why are you blushing? It has a smirk on his face. And she's like, and he's like, I'm just teasing you. I know you have a crush on me. He's like, you do? And he's like, yes. And I have a question for you. And he's like, yes, Naruto-kun? And he's like, would you like to be my girlfriend? And she just jumps onto him and says yes. And Naruto is like, this is new. Yeah, he has feelings for her. Yeah, this is Naruto's first ever love. Because yeah, he definitely never had one. eventually, Naruto's gonna tell her that he's a fallen angel, just not yet. And she's not gonna care about that. Then we skip to the next day. Hinata and Naruto. Well, Hinata has a lot more confidence in herself now. Just becoming Naruto's girlfriend boosted her in confidence. And being around her brings her confidence up to ×2 by that. So her confidence is up by 4. Is ×4 now. So, yeah. Then we go through the builders. Naruto and Hinata do a plan. Then Sasuke gets tied up to a log, and Naruto and Hinata feed him food. Then they pass. Now they do derangement missions, and Sasuke gets tired of them. And Naruto and Hinata don't mind. And Naruto is a god at pretty much everything. Taijutsu, all of it. Not Taijutsu yet, just everything else he's the best, he's a god at. And then Sasuke pretty much demands a better recognition, and Third Hokage calls in the village builder, and they got the third Hokage goes like, "This is a C-ranked escort mission. You'll be escorting this man." And the village builder tells it out, immediately just insults Sasuke, but doesn't insult the other two. Which is about to insult Hinata as well, but Naruto just glares at him, and he just gulps. Now this is gonna, and Naruto comes like, "So when do we leave?" And he goes like, "In a week." And all right, and he walks out with Hinata, and he just kisses her cheek and goes like, and then he body flickers away with her. And that's where I'm gonna end it off. Sorry about the cliffhanger, but I like it for some reason. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and like, comment, and subscribe for more. Anyway, see you guys next time.